I think to be a mentor, also, I couldn't believe people actually care for my advice because, I just don't feel like I'm in a place of like telling anyone what to do because I so am the person that hates being told what to do. So it feels very sometimes backwards for me to be telling people, hey, you should do something like this because I don't really like when people do that to me. So I try to leave it very open and just like suggest rather than say, you have to do it my way. Just let people teach people that it's okay to be yourself. And a lot of people said, oh, that's creative that you actually don't have to do the song just the way that it already is. People don't know that you're allowed to take these covers and you're allowed to make them your own. I don't think they think that's what they're looking for in the show. I think they think that the audience is wanting to hear that record because that means they did a good job or they did it right, but you should do it your way because they've already got the artists that have done those songs originally. I think working with Alicia is going to be a really strong kind of moment for both of us because it's something that I think is really important. For one, to see two women on camera without bringing any drama, and her and I are the most kind of, I think, probably more mellow girls in the entertainment industry you could put together. And it doesn't become, even, I know people love to see Blake and Adam fight, but that's so the opposite of me and Alicia. Like, we're just both so mellow. So I think it's good that it's not about battle of the divas. It's so not that. It's so that we love music and we love making new arrangements of music. I love doing covers. I love making them my own. And she loves, I think, working on arrangements of songs also. She's like, not just a singer, but she's a musician. So I think it's really great that she can kind of coordinate with the band also to help the artist. Because if you don't feel in tune with your band, it's not right. And a lot of people, I'm sure, have jammed their whole lives with their friends back home or whatever, and they're not used to having this kind of professional band on The Voice, and they're not used to playing with these people. So I think for us to be able to kind of get them all in tune and in sync with each other and saying, hey, maybe you just play this. There was a time I took the girl, and I know she started to panic. I took the band away. I was like, I think you should just do this acoustic. And then I think that's one of the reasons why she got to end up staying, because people just got to hear her instead of kind of this whole production. It's what set her aside from everybody else. I look forward to teaming up against Blake and Adam with Alicia. My life goal right now is to torture them and to make sure they know that this is going to be a girl winning season for sure, one of us. And it's not to go against genders. It's more they've had their turn. You've done it 10 seasons. You've already gotten your turn. It's our turn to get to experience what it feels like to win. So my more competitive side is going to come out maybe. But I mean, I think by getting to choose my artist, I really hope it's just someone that it can't be someone that's just an amazing singer because there's a lot of amazing singers. It has to be someone what's their purpose? What do they want to bring to the industry? Because right now there's people that are willing to put on the razzle dazzle outfits and to go on stage and have thousands of people screaming for them, but like who is ready to put in the work of doing kind of what I've been able to do and what Alicia's been able to do, which is why I honestly I love her more for what she does philanthropically than as an artist and as an entertainer because that's the most important. And I think to see like what do these artists want to do after this? How do they want to give back in the way that these you get put in this position and you have so much control and so much power and so many people want to be like you and look up to you. How are you going to use it? So that's what I want to see from my team. The most kind of impactful part of country music is that it's all storytelling and it's all real. And I'm pretty sure, I could be totally wrong on this story, but I think I've heard, my dad is also a pathological liar, so this could be a complete lie. But he told me that the first time Johnny Cash had ever sang Boy Named Sue, someone had handed him the paper and he had never sang it before. And that performance that he got was his first Grammy. This could be a complete lie. So blame my dad. His first Grammy for best male performance. And it's because he didn't have time to sit there and overthink and over practice. This might just be one of those things where my dad tried to like teach me a lesson through a good story. But he always told me it's so important not to over practice. And even working on the movie that I just did with Woody Allen, that was the most, he never wanted us to rehearse because then you sound like it. And I think that's something that is so important for these artists that maybe the guys should worry about a little bit because that's what I lean on so much is that no matter what I say, at least even if it's not always right, it's at least it's my truth, and so to always be honest and to tell a story with what you're saying, what you're singing, what you're wearing. My shirt is my dog who died, who is like my most important thing in like my life. Like I was so inspired by his life, and he taught me so much. And like, if what you wear can tell a story, if what you say, what you sing, you have to tell a story. You want people, especially in the amount of time they have, they're only on stage. It's not like me where I have an hour to tell someone who I am. They have a minute and 30 seconds or whatever. There's such a small amount of time, and if they're not on the show the whole season, people get to know them in such a quick amount of time that you want to make sure they remember you for something. So to always have a story that you're telling. I had a really great time coaching on The Voice, and I don't think I realized how free the show really was, because I think people expect, especially, you don't always get to see what goes on behind the scenes. So I didn't know how much of these kids actually, do they really know who's going to be the surprise mentor, but they really have no idea. So when they come in these rooms and they see, their coach who they already know, and I think is probably already a little weird to be performing these songs in front of people they've grown up listening to, and they kind of, usually when they get to pick their teams, kind of like idolize or, kind of have the same style as their coaches. And so then getting to, when they get these surprise mentors, I think I just tried to make everybody feel comfortable, and I feel like it's already the weirdest situation you can be put in, to be singing something. It's almost easier sometimes to sing in front of thousands of people than one person, because you're so close to them and like you can really see their reactions. And so I think I just tried to make them comfortable, and that's why I think I kind of took the role as being a full-time judge. I think being able to be a part of The Voice and being able to be a judge, especially because, kind of with my family, I grew up around the industry. So I kind of knew where to begin. And I think a lot of people, they don't know where to begin. You have these dreams and you're so ambitious and you want to be a performer, but where do you even get started if you don't know where to go? And so I think to kind of be a guide of teaching them kind of how you even begin to get into this industry, because it would be hard if you didn't already have that kind of that path for you. When you're in these small towns, or when you're working all the time, like, how do you find the time to reach out to find people to help you? Because you're the artist, but you have to kind of have a team around you to kind of guide you of how you actually get your music out there. How do you get people to listen? There's so many different artists out there. How do you get people to listen? What's the platform? Because like for me, I creatively design everything that I do, but then I am so in my own kind of like artistic bubble that I actually never know where are people going to hear my music? Where are people going to see it? What are the newest platforms? What are digital or streaming? Or how do you actually get your music